Okay, so I believe that the #1 word in drumming, if there were one word that could sum you up as a player, I think that word would be congruence. And the reason why it's that word is because congruence sort of denotes like everything being in harmony and in tune with itself. Okay, so if you're playing a really small room, you know, it doesn't really matter how heavy your cymbals are or how low your drums are tuned. You know, you just basically you play with what you got to what you have to play to, right? So you fill that space, and what that requires is just the ability to do things like, you know, you're watching people, and if they start wincing, like they're, you know, plugging their ears, that's a good sign, you know, that maybe it's like peaking a little too hot on the dB meter. So that's always, you know, something. But if people look like they're having a good time, and, you know, people are going to talk through your set because that's what they do, unless you're playing a huge concert hall. But if you're, if, you know, wherever you are, you know, fit the bill, you know, play in congruence with what's there. Sometimes the music requires a lot of movement and a lot of energy to be shoved around, and sometimes the music needs to, you know, have like some, you know, just real solid guideposts, and that's what we do as drummers. Is, you know, like I said, we draw lines in the coloring book, but what we do is we offer structure. Rhythm is structure, melody is color. So, like I said, we are the ones that draw the lines in coloring books. And I'll be putting a few other analogies out like that that are kind of along the same train of creative thought. And I think that's what we need more of in this world, is damn creative thought. George Carlin had it right when he said that if you have 6 hours in a day for a kid to do something, let them spend 3 hours daydreaming. Because daydreaming, while it might seem non-productive, it's very essential to you know, creating and forming thoughts and discovery. When I was a kid, I used to read everything my granddad brought into the house. He was a book salesman for Time Life, so all those old book sets, you know, of the gunfighters and World War II, and, you know, the history of the United States and stuff. You know, it was beyond encyclopedic. It was just this crazy, just array of all sorts of cool stuff. And so I learned a lot from those days, and I think that was one of the greatest gifts that anybody could have, is the ability to read. So, you know, just do a little bit every day. Get active, play drums, try to eat as best you can, body, mind, spirit. But, you know, yeah.